Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your monthly reading for July 2020. If you're new to this channel, my name is Sabini and this is Timeless Flux. Welcome. I'm lighting up some Palo Santo here as we speak so that I can better tune in with your energies. Okay, such a nice scent. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you how this reading is going to go. And I have two cards here up to the moment. This is the only sign for which I have two cards, okay, in this final position here. But this first roll of cards is going to tell me about the energies that are leaving your life as June is ending. Okay, the cycle is ending, and energies, upcoming energies that are going to be important for your month. And this second roll of cards is going to tell me about the more practical aspects of what the month of June is going to be all about. Okay, so what you need to focus on. I also have two cards here from the Timeless Flux Oracle and a card from the messages of the universe. Okay, oh my god, and I'm only now seeing that I have two cards for you too. So Gemini, the twins. Okay, you want to have more cards than the other groups. That's okay. So okay, these cards are going to represent, these oracle cards are going to represent the overall energy for the month and kind of give me a scope on what we're going to talk about here. And at the end of the video, oh, my crystals are just moving away. At the end of the video, I will use this oracle here, which is the Sun Oracle or the Tata Inti Oracle from the Incas, in order to answer a specific yes, no, maybe question you may have. So you can start thinking about your question right now or skip to the end of the video, but let's move on with your reading. Okay, so representing you, I have the Strength card. And with this card here, I feel like this moment for you is all about recognizing your strength, but also about knowing how to deal with your primal instincts represented by this lion here. Okay, so as you see in this specific representation in the Everyday Witch deck, we have we have a twister going on, a tornado going on here behind, and it's kind of like the energy that's coming out of your power wand, whatever represents your power right now, is influencing or maybe even starting this tornado. Okay, so this is all about, not only in the representation of the lion here, but also in the representation of this twister. This is talking about how the energy of your instincts, your most primal instincts, is going to be channeled into whatever you want to bring into your life this next month. Okay, now let's see what we are talking about when it comes to the transition between the month of June and July. Okay, so what I see here with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse is that during the month of June, it was very hard for you to understand everything you had going on for you. You felt kind of de-energized, you felt kind of drained, and it was very hard for you to see what kind of abundance you still had in your life. Okay, so it was a rough period for you, but you're leaving this energy right now and starting to consider what you can actually do in your life that's going to benefit all of your projects. Okay, because right now you're this Queen of Wands, so you're leaving this energy behind and starting to realize what kind of action, what kind of very practical and passionate action you can bring into your everyday life. So in order to feel your power again, okay, in order to feel empowered again. And I see that for the future, this is going to lead to a new creative endeavor, or at least the start of some kind of activity that's going to make you feel extremely fulfilled. Okay, so it's like in this transition from June to July, you needed to experience some kind of loss in abundance and maybe some kind of lack mentality and go, well, quite frankly, straight to the bottom of the well, okay, so that you could rise up again, understanding how your primal instincts could go from a negative stance to a positive stance and what kind of action makes you feel empowered. Okay, so at the end of July, with this energy gaining momentum and this power rising up, you'll be able to focus or maybe even start a new project that's going to be really dear to your heart. This could also talk about a new relationship, but sorry, this is talking about some kind of initiative that's going to make you really, really happy. You needed to leave this energy behind before you could even consider this energy. Okay. Okay, so talking about more practical aspects of your month of July, I have this card again. I had this card for Taurus too, but this is in a completely different position. I also have this card here. And for you, as I said, in the final position, the conclusion of the game, I have two cards, one inverted and one upright, and I can already see what they're talking about. Let me see if I move them here so that you can see them better. Okay, so repression here is talking about how this month is going to be related to not repressing your feelings, not repressing everything that you have as a primal instinct, okay? Because I see that for you sometimes it's you have this kind of belief that says some feelings are important to, that it is important to repress some kinds of feelings, like for example anger and certain levels of your sexuality, that you maybe leaving this, as you leave this phase here, you see that they could also be useful, but you stayed for some time in a place in which you were trying to repress them because maybe they were not socially acceptable. Maybe they were, maybe you blamed them for your lack of results in certain areas of your life, so you ended up repressing them. And this is what left you in the doldrums here, okay? But you're leaving this energy, and the energy of being able to do exactly what lights your fire is gaining momentum, so that at the end of July you can actually bring new exciting creative projects to your life. So it's very important, in order to put some winds in your sails, not to repress any kind of feeling, any kind of emotion you used to consider unwelcomed or maybe even responsible for your failure. Okay, I can see here that this month will not be about shining bright yet. What do I mean by that? This month is not going to be about revealing your essence or maybe putting the word out there about what you really like and what you're really excited about. This is a moment of gaining the strength and the energy within yourself and experimenting with any new project you have at a smaller scale before you putting it out there to the world. Okay, this is also not going to be a month about innocence. This is going to be a strategic month in which you're experiencing all of your feelings and you're not trying to repress them, but you are also not but you're also considering how other people might see these feelings. So whenever you experiment with anger, for example, you're trying to punch some pillows, you're trying to create some art that is going to help you shed this anger or express this anger, better saying, but you are not as you are not as eager to expose everything you have going on to other people. You're first going to create this safe space within yourself, or maybe this experimental place in which you can do these little activities to play with your feelings and to play with your intentions before you can actually launch them into the world. Okay, so this is all about experimenting. This is all about being strategic and considering whether your creations and the new attitudes you want to implement in your life, they are ready to be seen by other people. Okay, because I see here that it's very important for you to express yourself fully, but July will not yet be the month to express them to a larger audience, to put it like that, but make it fit your situation. Okay, at the end of the month you will be able to take larger steps, but first you need to get stronger when it comes to your own beliefs, and you need some time. It's like the artist's time to understand if their work is ready to be seen by other people or not. Okay, people say that for writers, for example, that it's terrible when you show your first manuscript to an audience that's not used to criticize positively, and it just destroys your self-confidence, and maybe you don't even feel like your work could be developed, or because you just showed it too early in the game. Okay, so July is going to be about practicing any changes you want to make in your life, or experimenting with any new projects and new attitudes at a smaller scale, so that at the end of the month you may feel confident to actually launch any new idea, any new creative endeavor you have to a bigger audience. Okay, the piece of advice I have for you here is similar to the one I had for Tauruses, which is, do not go with the flow. Make your own rhythm. Listen a little less to other people and to how they see your projects. Try to create your own routine so that you can experiment, because the conclusion of this game is you are not going to be lonely. Okay, this is not about loneliness, this is not about avoiding other people, but this is about opening space, creating some space so that you can feel like you're in an adventure again. Okay, that everything that you're going to do, so that you can feel excited whenever you wake up, because you're actually experimenting with very fresh new attitudes, and you're experimenting with things that you do not know the result for yet. So you make it at a smaller scale, and you make it yours, and you do you, and let others do themselves. You are not going to be alone, but you need to kind of protect your sense of adventure throughout your life, so that at the end of the month you feel strong enough to launch your projects to a wider audience. Okay, and I have, as I said, two oracle cards from messages from the universe to you. The first is the universe works fast when I'm having fun, which is very related to this adventure card here. Okay, so focus on having fun more than on showing the results of your work. And the other card says the presence of love will always cast out fear. Okay, so if you're doing something that you love, and if you're loving yourself in the process, you're gaining your energy is gaining momentum. Okay, but you really need to protect, I keep on hearing that you really need to protect safe spaces and periods of time, so that you can dedicate to your creative endeavors, or even practice. I see for some of you that you may want to change your attitude in certain relationships. You want to maybe change the way you communicate to your family, and the way you communicate to your person of interest or people of interest. So make it an adventure to find out how you're going to implement those moves. These are also creative moves. Okay, so maybe you watch videos, you trade in front of the mirror, you ask for the advice of a trustworthy friend before you start implementing those changes in relationships or thinking about launching projects. I also have an oracle card here from the Timeless Flux Oracle that talks about a party in the woods, and the sentence goes, we have at last arrived at the place from where we are going to depart again. Okay, so this is about a moment in time in which you're closing a cycle, and you take some time to celebrate, you take some time to have fun, because if we do not celebrate the everything that we've achieved, it's very hard to gather strength so that we can start on new endeavor. And life is cyclic, so we're always, finishing processes up and starting new processes, but at the end of a certain process, it's always important to celebrate. Otherwise, you won't have the energy to just keep on going. You can even be able to launch project after project or change after change in your life, but if you don't celebrate, you never recognize how much you've learned, and you lose the scope of having fun while you're doing the things you propose in your life. Okay, so these are all very related. It's just this month is going to be about making this little experiments with maybe only one trusted friend, or maybe even alone, and protecting the time you need to have fun with any project change you want to implement. Okay, this is what's going to make you gather your strength and control your instincts, and this is very important after since you're leaving a scenario in which it was very hard for you to feel excited about what you do in your everyday life. Okay, so I hope that you already have your yes, no, maybe question, because I'm going to work this dice here. Yes, no question, yes, no, maybe question. Let's see how the dice go. Okay, this is a probable yes. Okay, I have two suns and a mouse. So this is a probable yes. And as I said to other groups which had this result, it's probably depending on how much you will allow yourself to experiment with everything that makes you feel this sense of adventure and makes you feel excited about what you're going to do. Okay, since we are asking this yes, no, maybe question right after this game for July. Okay, so yeah, it's a probable yes. Okay, nothing is yet set in stone, but you can actually make this yes like confirm this yes if you truly dedicate to this experiments with whatever makes you happy, without repressing your feelings, and being very strategic about what you communicate and what you don't communicate, or even better saying, about the time in which you communicate and show your projects to the world, because I see that you're going to be more ready to do that at the end of the month. Okay, well, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you've liked the video, the reading me, leave a like, leave a comment. I would like to love like to love. Okay, this is Mercury retrograde, people. Mercury is retrograde and it's very hard to communicate, but I'm still keep on going. So, but okay, if you enjoyed this reading, do not forget to leave a comment on the comment section. You can tell me about the specificities related to this Gemini overall panorama here. This is a general reading, so do not forget to take what resonates and leave the rest. But in general, I would love to know about the specificities for each case here. Okay, I would love to hear from my Gemini. Subscribe to the channel if you mean to continue receiving videos, okay, like this and other more general videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice July.